In the heart of the ancient empire of Babylon, where hanging gardens kissed the sky and the mighty Euphrates whispered secrets beneath stone bridges, lived a man named Ashpenaz. He was not a king nor a prophet, yet his role in the unfolding plan of the Most High would ripple far beyond the grandeur of Nebuchadnezzar's palace. Ashpenaz was a man of position and precision. As the chief of the eunuchs, his duty was sacred in the eyes of Babylon's court. He served directly under King Nebuchadnezzar, trusted with delicate matters involving the royal household, especially the training of young captives brought from conquered lands. He was a gatekeeper of knowledge, of influence, of culture. But most of all, Ashpenaz was a witness to the subtle collision between heaven and empire. One fateful day, after the conquest of Jerusalem, the king gave him a task that would forever place Ashpenaz's name in the scrolls of Scripture. "Bring me some of the Israelites, men from the royal family and nobility. Let them be without blemish, handsome, skilled in all wisdom, knowledgeable, quick to understand, and qualified to serve in the king's palace." Among the exiles was a boy named Daniel. Ashpenaz saw many captives in his time, but there was something about this young Hebrew. Daniel's eyes were calm, not defeated. His manner respectful, yet unyielding. With him were Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, each bearing the same noble demeanor. Ashpenaz welcomed them into the king's program. They were to be educated for 3 years in the language and literature of the Chaldeans. They would eat from the king's table, drink the king's wine, and eventually serve before the throne of gold. Babylon had always conquered not just with spears, but with assimilation. But Daniel, bold beyond his years, made a request that startled Ashpenaz. "Please, let us not defile ourselves with the king's food or his wine. Allow us to eat vegetables and drink water instead." Ashpenaz hesitated. He respected Daniel, admired his resolve, but the king's wrath was a blade ever ready to fall. "Why should my lord the king see you looking worse than the others? He would have my head because of you." Yet there was something about Daniel, an unseen weight, a divine presence, that softened Ashpenaz's heart. Against his instincts, against his training, he permitted Daniel's trial. 10 days passed. And when Ashpenaz laid eyes on the young Hebrews, his breath caught in his chest. Their faces were brighter, their strength more evident than any who had eaten the royal delicacies. Ashpenaz saw it with his own eyes, their God was with them. He continued to show Daniel kindness, and the young men thrived. They learned the tongue of Babylon, mastered its sciences, but never abandoned the God of Israel. Ashpenaz watched as their wisdom surpassed all others. He saw them stand before the king, honored more than any native-born advisor. Years passed. Empires shifted. But the name of Ashpenaz remained fixed at the intersection of 2 worlds, one of idolatrous splendor, the other of faithful obedience. He was not a prophet, not an Israelite. Yet by the sovereign will of God, he became a vessel through which divine favor flowed. A Babylonian official who yielded to conviction, who dared to respect the faith of foreign boys, and in doing so, helped usher in one of the greatest testimonies of exile and endurance ever written. In the shadow of the golden statue, in the pages of Kings and Dreams, Ashpenaz's legacy endures, as a man whose heart was moved in a land ruled by pride. A reminder that even in the courts of power, God raises allies to protect his chosen ones.